Hello guys, my name is Troy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 fantasy series, and yes, they have changed. Okay guys, happy July 4th. I can't really remember what the holiday really means, but I'm at the beach right now, so I can't do premiere. We're just gonna do a regular video. It's gonna be great. Hope you're all doing well, and like I said, I'm at the beach this weekend, which is gonna be great. I'm so excited. But today, we are going to be doing a revised kind of version of a video that I did while back. And if you want to watch the original video, kind of what my top 5 fantasy series were at the start of 2020, or actually I filmed that in December, I'm pretty sure. I'll leave the video up there, so you guys can watch that if you watch it first. That was like the original. And today I'm gonna be going over like my new top 5 fantasy series after another 6 months of reading, and I'm going to kind of compare and contrast, and we'll see what changed. It's going to be great. If y'all are excited, make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel down below, and also leave a comment with what your top 5 fantasy series are and if anything has changed in the last 6 months for you. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for 1,070 subscribers, and let's jump right into this video. Okay, so in my previous video at the start of 2020, my 5th favorite series was The Unwanteds by Lisa McMann's. 5th favorite fantasy series now is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Again, do not support the author. I'm so excited that this finally made my list, because originally when I made this first video with my top 5 fantasy series, I did not like this book. I felt like I hated it when I first made this video. I was like, oh, I'm not putting Harry Potter on the list. But now that I read it again, I read the series in May, I, totally got my new love for it. And it's just something that, like, when you're reading it, it's magical, but like then you just forget about it after you read it. It's the characters and the story is so creative, so imaginative, and just the way J.K. Rowling was able to twist it as she went on, and like from the beginning to the end, every little thing made a huge difference. And I don't know, I just love this series so much. If you don't know what the series is about, this is about this boy named Harry Potter who lives under this cupboard with his aunt and uncle, and one day he's invited to this magical school where he soon realizes that he's a famous wizard for, killing the, antagonist that is coming back, and then he has to navigate all these mysteries and defeat Lord Voldemort. It's a really great story. I love this book so much. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I just love the magic, love the world. It's a really great fantasy, and I just love the whole magic system and the whole development of the Hogwarts. I just love how, they get on the train, have all this magical adventure, then they go back home. It's something like, you go to a summer camp or something, but it's a school with a gigantic, really weird, mysterious school with a bunch of magic and a bunch of, wizards, and it's really crazy, and you just fall in love with this series. And again, J.K. Rowling, I don't support you, but your series is really great. So that is my number 5. Let's get into number 4. Alright, so in my December video that I did, my number 4 was the Clockwork Angel, the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare, but my number 4 series in this video is going to be A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and I read this after I filmed that video, which kind of says a lot, but yeah, I really love this series, and I read this, in early 2020 and late 2019. I mean, if I had read this before that video, I would totally put this on, because this is a stunning, beautifully written series by Sarah J. Maas, which when I've talked about it, all I say is that it's beautiful and emotional and powerful, and like I can't say that enough, because it really is truly a beautiful story. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling where we follow Feyre, this girl in this village who's doing really poor. She's really hungry. She's out in the woods hunting one day in her village when she finds this wolf. She has this weird feeling that it's a fae, so she kills it. She kills the deer that it's attacking, and she brings them home. She realizes, yep, that was a fae. And then another fae from, Perithian, this other world where the fae live, comes to the human world and kidnaps Feyre, and basically says that she has to come with him to his, castle or his manor, and basically stay with him for the rest of her life. But Feyre, starts to like it where she is, and she starts to desire Tamlin, like as a romance and stuff, and she learns to paint, and she's peaceful. But there's this ancient curse stirring up. There is this weird curse on like the fae, and she has to kind of break it and also show her love for Tamlin. And it starts off like this epic saga, but I just wanted to pop in and tell you guys what it was about, because I did not say that in the clip. I mean, the characters are so artistically crafted. They have like this way to just kind of expand upon, the narrative. Like Sarah J. Maas is able to weave in those past events and future events and that narrative. She's just able to do that really well, and also like with the whole perspective changes. It's just so weird, like how Sarah J. Maas does it. It's so interesting, and sometimes she even hides things that the characters are doing. Sometimes it would be like Feyre had this plan, but she doesn't like expose it to the reader yet, and then she kind of like weaves it in, and she does this like weird thing with the narrative that kind of like skips events so that we can get like mysterious, you know, knowledge and stuff. And also we just don't know a lot about these characters in this world, and so she just you know, world builds it as we go, and it's like we're in the world, we're learning about this new Fae society, and also just like the creativeness of it too. Like these two worlds, the worlds with the humans and the Fae, there's this weird curse going on with the Fae. It's like this is a really good original Beauty and the Beast retelling, and sometimes I even forget that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling because it's so original. But you know, she goes into this land where, you know, there's just this curse along the land, and there's these weird, you know, ancient curse stirring back up, and Tamlin is being some secretive about some stuff, and there's also just this, you know, fiery romance, this passionate romance that I really liked in this. First book was really great, but then when it got to the second and the third book, we meet new characters, we go into new battles and new events, and you know, just clicks and clicks and clicks, and it's like full of there's a lot of dangerous things in this. There's so much action, and there's also just a lot of good themes in this series as well. Woman empowerment and all that stuff. Good themes like that, good themes and messages that I really like that Sarah J. Maas brought in. And then she also started representing, you know, the LGBTQ plus community in, I think, the last book, and she kind of just normalized it. Yeah, that's kind of really off to say. I just love the whole world and the whole magic and the information and setting, and I don't know, I love this series so much, and I cannot wait for the next book in the series. Yeah, this is my number 4 series. Let's get into my number 3. Okay, so my number 3 favorite series in my old video was Eragon by Christopher Paolini, and my number 3 for this video is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. Haha, I tricked you guys. I was like, it's gonna be a different book. No. This is gonna stay a number 3 spot because Eragon is pretty nice, and I cannot wait to read it again. I actually took a weird reading route. I'm hopefully gonna get to it within the next few days, but I took a little quick detour on my TBR. Yeah, we're talking about Eragon. Eragon is the story of a boy who finds a dragon or a dragon egg in the mountains of this new world called Allegasia, and then he's off on this adventure throughout the whole world of Allegasia, meeting species and defeating monsters, fighting for dragons, and fighting against the evil ruler like Gargamesh. I don't know what his name is, like Galagayan, I don't know, but like it's a really great story. It's a really great adventure. Like when you're reading it, you feel like you're curled up in a blanket and you're just reading it by a fire. I said that like in another video, but Eragon, I have said this so many times, it's a favorite, you know, childhood nostalgia. I only read it 2 years ago, but I want to reread this constantly, like the adventures, like the settings, just like the kind of meditative state of it. Like Eragon learns so much peaceful things, and like the book, you know, was not afraid to take a slow turn. Like, oh, there's this action, oh, they get into this place, and then they're just like, you know, silent, and they're peaceful, and they're, you know, listening and learning. Like, I just kind of like that to it. It had like a whole kind of like adventure vibe where, you know, there's its highs and there's their lows. You know, they're going over valleys, going over mountains. There's like these whole weird settings with the elves and like the trolls and the dwarves. Like, there's just so much fun stuff in this series, and I really love it. Like, the first book is only the beginning, and there's just so many fun battles, and towards the end there's like relationships which we kind of root for, and there's just this whole conspiracy with the dragon eggs, and the ending of this series is tearing me up. I don't know. Yeah, I just love this series so much, and as soon as I finished it, I went to Goodreads. This was one of those series that made me find Goodreads and maybe kind of start my channel. I went on to Goodreads, I was like reading up all the reviews on Eragon, all the books in it, and I was like, I love it so much. But yeah, this is just basically a really cozy adventure. I mean, this was written by like a 14 or 15-year-old, and like there's so many words in this book, but there's just so many words, so many pages, so much adventure to read, and I cannot wait to dive back into this. But yeah, this will always hold a spot on my top 5. So it was just one of the series that helped me really get into reading. Alright, so in my top 5 fantasy series old video, my second pick was Throne of Glass, and this actually changed this time. I'm not going to trick you. So my number 2 on this video is going to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I tricked you. Aha, aha, I tricked you. I love tricking you guys. Ha ha ha. But yeah, guys, Throne of Glass is an amazing book series. I feel like I talked about it really recently. I'm going to do a quick brief because I talked about this so much. And I swear, y'all have to read this. If you're going to the library, go to the young adult section, pick this up, because this is a series that like you literally cannot forget. And I am so excited to read it again. Like, it's so emotional. You get so attached to the series. It's great. This book is about this girl named Selena who's working in the salt mines of Endovier for a crime she did when she was in the world of Aderlin. And she's working in the slave mine when one day the crown prince of Aderlin comes to Selena and basically you know, frees her from her position and asks her to join this competition with 23 other fit people to become the king's champion. And so she's thrust into this, you know, competition back at the palace to fight for her freedom. There's also this weird ancient magic stirring in because magic was outlawed, but magic is coming back into the world. There's these weird murders. She has to figure it out. She has to defeat this competition, and she has to become the king's champion. And this is only the first book. I really like how the next books just get so much better. Like, this book doesn't even seem like a fantasy book. It's just like a regular book, but then it gets like more like deep, and there's like these conspiracies, and like the book expands and expands, and the series expands and expands and expands. The first book seems so simple compared to like the last book. Like just everything that Selena has to go through, we have to follow her, the perspectives, the narrative, just like seeing how beautifully written this was, because technically like we didn't know anything about Selena's past, only her present in this book, and only until we start to understand, you know, who Selena is as we go through this series, we start to realize like how just amazing she is. She's so humorous and funny, but she has like these walls up in front of this information, you know. She's just like seeing how like she has to break down that wall and like let those memories pass so that we can see them as well. And just like all her friendships and relationships are tested throughout the series. She has to go through so much, and just seeing her fight and fight and fight and just be an amazing person. I mean, just the setting, the world that Sarah J Maas created, it's so amazing, and the culture and the government and the politics, like you really can't get like more effort than this. Like Sarah J Maas did so much research, did so much. I just love this series so much, and you'll have to read it. If you don't even like the first book, you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going with the series because you will get freaking emotionally attached to this series. Alright, let's get into my top favorite book. In my old video, Keeper of the Lost Cities was my top favorite book, and of course that's not going to change. Keeper of the Lost Cities is my favorite book series in the world, and I actually just did a review on that where I talked about it for 40 minutes long. It was a great discussion. I went through every single book. There's also some non-spoiler segments, and you can skip the spoiler segments and stuff. Like I had a bunch of timestamps and stuff, so if you want to watch my thoughts on Keeper of the Lost Cities, definitely go check it out there. I'll leave an info card linked up there for you guys. This series is amazing. It's about this girl named Sophie Foster who has many talents. She finds out that she's an elf. She has to go to the Lost Cities. I mean, I've said this many times, so I've literally got this synopsis ingrained in my brain. She goes to the Lost Cities. She has to fit in. There's a huge societal struggle with Sophie, and then she realizes that she has getting all these weird memories back. Like evil organizations are killing to find her secrets, and she's just a really mysterious girl. And throughout the series, she has to kind of find herself, and she has to find others. She has to fight for her loved ones. She has to fight with all these evil organizations, and she has to navigate like elven politics, and you know, she has all these weird elven abilities, and like it's just crazy. I love this series so much, and yeah, the characters are very fleshed out. They're very fun. They're very unique. The story is light. It's funny, but there's also this dark tone to it, and there's these mysteries and conspiracies, and Shannon hides a lot about Sophie and about other people and about the mystery and the organizations when we start to uncover it. And then there's big plot twists relating to Sophie's genetic heritage and like her abilities, and she unlocks like these weird new skills, and we learn a lot about the elven culture and the technology, and there's this whole new world basically filled with elves. And I mean, it's just really great. And also just it's very impactful for me. Like I started a whole another YouTube channel called the KOTLC Fanbase all about this one Keeper of the Lost Cities series. And I mean, I've gotten to meet the author, I've been to tours, I've been able to communicate with a lot of other KOTLC fans, and like, you know, just talk with you guys about it. And there's just so much great content in this story that, you know, I just reread it like 8 or 9 times or whatever. Like this is a series that I've read the most, period. That's on period. I reread this every 6 months. I'm so excited for every book. That's like the only author like I really truly follow. You know, I vote in all our polls that kind of impacted on the books, made recipes. I've done so much on this book series on my YouTube channel, and like, the series is so impactful, and it just has so many great messages, and it's a lot of content, and I think you guys will enjoy it. But that wraps up my top 5 fantasy series. Basically what happened is I kind of just switched the 4th and the 5th out. I just blew Unwanteds and Infernal Devices. You're out of the list, and I brought in some new ones, Harry Potter and A Court of Thorns and Roses. I love this video. I love talking about fantasy series and my top 5, my favorite. I love talking about my favorite books. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. That is one of the best ways to support me. Can we get this video to 60 likes, 75 likes? Also subscribe to my channel for more bookish content every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Yeah, I have a lot of fun bookish content coming. I'm really excited for July because I'm going to do like more reading vlogs and more fun stuff. I'm just so excited about my channel recently. Like I love this. I love you guys, and I love this channel. So yeah, definitely subscribe to help me out. And also make sure to comment down below your thoughts on my favorite series. Which ones have you read? Like, have you read Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Keeper of the Lost Cities, Harry Potter, and Eragon? Have you read those? What are your top 5 fantasy series? Do you have any recommendations for me? I'd love your comments. I'll probably be able to respond to them whenever I get to them. I'm at the beach, but if you want to check out a video that I recommend, definitely check out the video that is up here. I'll just put something there. So yeah, go watch that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you so much. Thanks for, you know, tuning in and watching me this long. Bye bye. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Love you so much. Bye.